So, good afternoon, everyone. It is 1:01. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Normally I allow a few minutes for people to come in, at least 2 to 3 minutes late, but giving that it is a Saturday, is in the middle of our Saturday. I wanted to touch base with you all earlier this month as opposed to later. It doesn't mean that I may not call a meeting a little later prior to us meeting all together for the conference, but I wanted to be able that I go down my list and answer any questions that you have. Make sure that I communicate the information that I want to communicate. We are recording this, and so you will get this link as I always do. I'll send it out so that you can go over it again. But there are certain things that I want to make sure that everyone is clear of. I'm not one who is subscribe to being the author of confusion. And so I try to communicate and try to over communicate as I let people in. Okay. So I try to over communicate to prevent confusion. So I have a list of things that I'm going to go over. So if you have a question, what I would encourage you to do is to keep your question based on what I'm talking about at that time, because I have a whole list and I may answer your question. And just make sure we're talking about what it is that your question is about, because I may end up answering your question a little later. So first thing I want to cover, and make sure you're on mute too. Okay. I just all kinds of stuff is popping up on here for Zoom. So
Sorry, real quick. I'm sorry, Dr. K, real quick. Can you let my note taker take notes for me, please?
Let's see if it pops up. See if it pops up again, because I just removed a whole lot of windows. Make sure you're on mute if you're not answering a question. Can you send it through again?
I just sent it through.
Okay, it's still not pop. Hold on, I'm waiting for it to pop up. Okay, it's not popping up, but I'll be on the lookout for it. So I won't hold it out, but I'll be on the lookout for it. And this is being recorded, and I can also send the transcription. So don't, worry about it. You'll get the information, but it still hasn't popped up just yet. So good afternoon, everybody. So the first thing I want to talk about is the anthology. So I am not accepting any more chapters for the anthology. So if you did not get your chapter in, I'm so sorry that you didn't. I gave an extended date to get it in. If you communicated to me and said you were going to send it in this weekend, I probably said okay. Only because I talked to my editor, and she has finished editing those that were previously submitted, and she said that she will work on one or two more this weekend, so that I can have the full book, the edited version. And so now that once she send me the edited chapters, I plan to send out to those who have submitted their chapters your edited chapter. The process is this: you don't get to rewrite your chapter. You don't get to add to your chapter. But what you do get to do is to look at the suggested editing. The editing is to not change the tone of what your chapter is about. It's more grammatical than anything. And you get to say yay or nay as long as it's not severely grammatical. So what I mean by that is that if it's severely grammatical and you say don't change my chapter, then we'll talk, because we want the product to be a product of excellence, and grammar is one of the consistent tenets of excellence, and so we'll talk about that. But you're looking for maybe misspellings of words or names that you didn't catch before, that the editor would not be able to know that it was a misspelling of a word. Or if there is a particular phrase that you are using it in an uncommon way, because that's the way that you choose to use it. It is very prevalent to you and how you choose to write. For instance, you may call, I don't know, for instance, like, I'll give you an example that the young people use, because I'm no longer young, but y'all may be. But they use the phrase cap. Cap means lie. Cap means untruth. So if you use the phrase cap in your chapter, and the editor feels like the word cap should not be there, however, you know, because of the way that you are using it, that it is appropriate, then let me know so that I can let the editor know. Does everybody understand by me using that example? In other words, you're using it in an uncommon way, and it could be pretty common, but the editor wouldn't know. So I will be sending out those chapters once I get everything from the editor. I'm expecting one or two. One of the people are on this call this weekend, and then she'll add those to the one that she's already added it. She'll send them to me. I'll send them to you. You get 2 or 3 days turnaround time to read your chapter and get back to me. If I do not hear from you, then I will submit the edited portion of your chapter. If you have some corrections that you want to make, and what I mean by corrections, not rewrite your chapter. We're not talking about you rewriting your chapter. If you have some corrections, then I'll need those within the 1 to 2 days so that I can send those back to the editor. All of the corrections go back to the editor at the same time, and then she will submit the final edited version to me for publication. So does everybody understand that? After this weekend, you'll get your edited chapter. We're no longer accepting any more chapters unless I agree to accept your chapter this weekend. And I did that for 1 or 2 people. And then once you get your edited chapter back, if I do not hear from you, then we will submit the edited chapter. If you have some things that you want corrected, and I'm not talking about you rewriting your chapter, then I'll need those within the 1 to 2 days that I'll be in the email. I'll tell you whether you have 1 or 2 days, because I have to get everything back to the editor. The publication date for the anthology was October 2025. So it was intentional. There was no date associated with it, because with anthologies, it just depends on how many chapters we get in late, the editor turnaround, and all of that time. There was no guarantee to have it done by the conference. I was hoping we could have it done by the conference, but it's not going to be done by the conference. But it will be published in October 2025, which is what the original publication date is. So you'll get more information for that, and we'll have a separate virtual launch and all of that stuff after the conference for the book. We'll do the Amazon campaign and everything. So you're not going to be missing out on anything. It was never billed as part of the conference. It was part of the packaging, but the publication date was always October 2025. Does everybody understand that? Any questions about that? Any questions about the anthology? No questions? Okay. Next, I have on my list the live speaking. So hopefully you've been practicing your live speeches. For those that are going to be speaking live on the stage at the Rivers Casino, you need to be within your time. You can be less than your time, but you cannot be over. You will have someone there helping you that will let you know when your time is close to expiring. But I want you to practice and make sure that you're within the time. For those of you that are real, that speak a lot, you know that it is a faux situation for you to go over your time on any event host stage, because you throw the whole schedule off. So make sure that you are practicing so that you can speak within your time. Is there anyone who has no idea what your time is at this moment?
Can you confirm for me, please?
And that is Dr. Natalie?
Yes, because I know yes, I'm not going to say what I was going to say because I'll be jumping. Okay.
Okay, so you are 10 minutes on the live stage.
Perfect. Okay, I was
Okay.
getting mixed up with the time frame for the other one. I would be get to
Okay.
the other one. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So 10 minutes for the live stage for you. Anybody else confused about your time on the live stage?
Yes, it's Diana.
Diana, you are
You said 7 minutes.
7 minutes on the live stage.
Okay. Do we know what time, like, far as the lineup? Not yet.
Nope, not yet. We're actually working on that. I can't tell. I know what I want you because I already have a draft, but it's not finalized yet. So I don't want to communicate the time to anybody. But we already have a draft right now, but I'm not going to communicate it to you too early because we always make last minute changes. And some of the things that are last minute is we're doing some panel interviews, and I pick from the speakers to be on the panel, and so that shifts our timeline. And so we'll get that to you, Diana, a little later. Just hold on.
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else? Hello, I see some hands. Who is that? That is
Yvonne.
Yvonne Lorraine.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You need your time. I believe you are. Hold on one second, Yvonne. You are. You're 7 minutes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else need their live time? So you could be 6 minutes and 58 seconds, but you can't be 7 minutes and 1 second. Everybody get that? All right. All right, so that is for live speaking. So everybody remember there's no podium. So it's freestanding, so you can't hide behind a podium. If you are doing a presentation, remember you need to bring your laptop because we talked about the fact that with different versions of PowerPoint, when you create your presentation, your version may be different from my audio visual people. And then your bullets and different things, your formatting will not show up as you intend. So if you are going to do a PowerPoint presentation, one, let me know ahead of time so that I can put an X by your name so my audio visual people will know that you will be bringing your own laptop and your own clicker to ensure that the formatting as you created your presentation shows the way that you want it on the screen. So just make sure that you let me know. Any questions about bringing your own laptop, formatting, and all of that stuff?
No, can I just let you know now that I am? Is that okay?
Okay,
Now,
hold on.
I will be bringing.
Hold on 1 second. Let me start. Okay, got it. So make sure you bring your own laptop, your clicker, so that it can show as intended. Anybody else? Let me know, because I need to let my audio visual people know. And this is based off of how can we do it better. Last year, we noticed that everything wasn't coming through on the PowerPoint, and then we figured out through troubleshooting after the conference, it was because people used different versions from the creation to when my people were showing it up on the screen. And so my tech people say the way to do that is to ensure that the computer that was used to create the PowerPoint is used during the presentation.
Okay, this is Dr. Barnes. I'll be bringing my laptop as well.
Okay, and Diana, I have you in the chat as well. So here, Diana, and then Dr. Barnes. Okay, great, great, great. Any questions about live speaking? Any questions whatsoever? You can bring props. You can do audience engagement, but don't go over your time. So if you want to do all of that, and you let me tell you about audience engagement. If you start asking people questions and raise their hand and all that stuff, sometimes that can eat up your time, and you just be mindful of that Don't do a whole lot of audience engagement and then you don't get your points in. You still on point number 1 and you have 4 points that you want to make because you did an exercise of audience engagement. So make sure that you limit your audience engagement. Sure, we want the audience to be engaged, absolutely, but we don't want them to eat up your time for your presentation before you are able to communicate what it is that you intended to communicate when you were on the stage.
Dr. Karen, I have a question.
Okay.
So while you're on the stage, if you have anything coming up at the end of your presentation, are you able to present that, or is that not the time to do that?
So what you do is you want to lead generate. So for all of the live presentations, you aren't selling directly from the stage. You are doing lead generation. So you want to have a QR code. You want to have some kind of way to gather their email address, their phone number, so that you can communicate with them at a later date about all those things that you want to communicate with them. So for the live presentations, there's no direct sales from the stage, but you can lead generate. Talkadot is another program to use. Speaker Hub has an access where you can use a QR code. I use a lot of QR codes. I also do Talkadot, which is the survey, like how'd you like my speech type thing. It's like 1 to 3 questions, but it also gives you their email address and their phone number so that you can put them in your database and you can cultivate a relationship with them later.
I would like to be able to do that. So do I need to be added to the laptop list to do that?
Yeah, because how are you gonna give them, even if it's one, if you have one screen, you have to have a way to communicate it to them. Now you can do a phone number. You can say call 1 2 3 4 5 6 if you have it by way of phone number, and when they go through the prompts, if you do it through phone. But if you're going to do it through like Talkadot or a QR code, you have to have a way, unless you give them a handout. You can, if you're going to have someone hand out a handout with a QR code on it, then you can tell them to take a, shoot the QR code for more information. So you can do that in terms of a handout, but then you have to have someone to pass it out. I will have some volunteers on site. You'll need to let me know if you going to have a handout for them. The handout is, again, it can be salesy, but it can be a QR code so that you can stay in contact with them.
Okay. Can you give me an approximate count if I wanted to do the handout? Because I think I'm gonna try that.
I'll give you a count a little later. Remind me, because I don't want you over printing, because printing costs. Believe me, I print all the time. So I'll give you a count later. That is Yvonne Lorraine.
Yes, ma'am.
Hold on. So I'm gonna put you down as a PowerPoint for now, Yvonne, and I'm just going to, right here. I'm gonna put QR code handout.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Any other questions about live speaking? Dr. Adebola, how are you? Can you hear me? I see you. Can you hear me, Dr. Adebola? She might be multitasking. Okay, I'm gonna make a note because I had a question for her about live speaking.
Dr. Karen, sorry, I was trying to find my mute button.
Okay.
I was listening to you.
Okay, I'm glad you were listening to me. I thought you were multitasking or something, so I was going to write a note. Hey,
I'm here.
You and I need to talk, but my question to you, I'll go ahead and ask it. Where'd you go? Are you?
I'm
Oh,
here.
here, there you go. Oh, you came
can
on
see
screen. Girl,
me.
you moved all the way to the
Can you
bottom
see
of my
me?
screen. I can see you. All right.
Okay, got it.
We can talk later. So, you want to speak on stage?
I'd love to. You and I need to touch base. I know you've been traveling,
Yeah, okay.
so I told myself
I needed a yes. I just needed a yes. A yes. So you're speaking?
Okay. Yes.
All right. So Adebola
Thank-
is the director of operations for the Sister Leaders Conference, and so we hadn't had an opportunity to touch base. But so I'm gonna add you to the list of speakers. I saved the spot for you. All right.
Thank you. We'll catch up later about other
Okay.
details.
All right. All right. So that is live speaking. So virtual speaking presentations are due September 15th. That is the information I have from my team. They are pretty serious about what they do. I need y'all not to have me make them mad by submitting them in later. So the 15th, I encourage everyone who has not already turned in their speech to turn it in, because we spent a lot of money on Facebook ads. I've added approximately about 2,000 to my database in addition to the 40,000 that we already have access to. And so we also have all of these individuals that will be looking at the virtual presentation, because I use that as a free lead generation for one of the Facebook ads we do. So if you want a lot of eyes on your virtual presentation, remember, you can sell directly in your virtual presentation. You can sell your programs, you can sell your book, you can sell everything straight in the actual presentation. So I don't know why someone would not take advantage of that opportunity, but I want to encourage you to do that, because it's going to be a lot of eyes. That Facebook ad that we ran for a number of weeks pulled in a whole lot of new people into our database. And so that's a lot of exposure, and it's a lot of global exposure. We have people, Africa, London. We even had someone from Japan that are in there. And so you want global exposure. Virtual is the way to go, because Sister Leaders is a global organization. I just got back from Barcelona, Spain. I've spoken in South Africa. I've spoken in Greece. I'm headed, somewhere else a little later. So just know that we're a global community. So if you want to be global, virtual is one way to do that. What can you sell in your virtual presentation, whatever it is that you sell? How much time do we have to present for the virtual? It's 20 to 30 minutes. I'm answering your question, Diana, and I am speaking to everybody generally. Everybody gets 20 to 30 minutes to sell in a virtual presentation. Make sure you leave a way for them to contact you. Kathy Thompson, is it too late to sign up? No, it's not too late, but you still need to meet the 9/15 deadline. Lamika, you got a question, or you doing something?
Be quiet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. I'm in my real estate class, and then I'm on here too. So I'm doing two things at once.
Okay, what's your question?
Dr. Karen. I wanted to know, in a virtual presentation, you said we have to mention the Sister Leaders Conference, right?
I said you're supposed to mention the theme. Any
Okay.
part of it, or at least once. So what is the theme? Her vision, her voice, her victory.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah, any part of it.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so virtual. Any questions about virtual that you have?
I do have a question.
Okay.
Diana. So what we had like originally submitted as far as like topics that we were going to be talking about, do we have to use like the same messaging for the virtual as we do for the on stage?
Nope, because each time that you submit the title.
Okay.
Yep, so no. It did. As a matter of fact, I would encourage you to talk about something different, so that the person who is viewing can see how versatile you are in the different topics that you are an expert in.
Okay. And what we had previously submitted, are we able to access that? Because I know I was kind of going back and forth with the topic I was going to present with on stage.
No, you can't access it, but what I can tell you is when you submit your virtual presentation, submit the correct title then. Because if you're talking about on your speaker registration, people put anything on their speaker registration a lot of times. But for the virtual, you
Mhm.
know, I will use that as your title for your live, but for your virtual, when you submit your presentation, you also submit the title. So make sure the correct title is with the submission.
Okay.
What other questions? Questions are good.
Just one clarification, because from the last meeting, and it was probably me scrambling, where it said you get a copy of your presentation, is that the one that we submit, the virtual
No,
one?
the virtual, yeah, it'll be branded. You'll get a copy of your branded. That's the reason why we have to have it by the 15th, so we can put the footers and the headers and all of that stuff. It'll have Sister Leaders Conference all around it. That's why I gotta have it by the 15th, so that my team can put the conference branding on it. You'll get the branded copy.
As well as, and I apologize for this, the live one, you're gonna get a copy of that too, or bring out on quarter.
So for the live one, let me look at your package.
And I'm sorry to back up. I'm sorry.
Okay. I know you're a rule breaker, just a rule breaker you are.
At least I went backwards.
You did. So
okay. It just says receive a copy. And I don't know what that meant, because I get a copy of what I actually present live, right?
So for your package, yeah, you get a copy of, yeah. So you get both.
Perfect. Thank you.
Any other questions? Questions are good. Any other questions? Okay, great. So a few of you, based on a package that you ordered or partnered with, have branding items. I'm going to be sending you the email address that you'll need to contact Product Label Queen in order to get your retractable, for those of you who got the package with the one custom retractable sign. So I'm going to be sending you that email on today. Well, it'll be late tonight, just to be honest. It'll be late tonight. So that you'll email her. It is Chrissy Johnson. She owns Product Label Queen. She's one of the sponsors of the conference. She's going to be doing the retractable signs and the branding products. And so I will be sending all of those who have branding products. Some of you have a custom retractable sign. Others of you have brochures. And what else do you have? You have brochures, and the brochures and the sign. I'll be sending that late tonight. You may say it's tomorrow morning, but I work overnight. So it'll be between the hours of 12 midnight and about 4 a.m. is when I do a lot of my admin work. And so it'll be an email address. She'll already have the list of what it is that you are eligible for as part of your package. And so you'll communicate directly with her for that retractable sign. So that is, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know you are one of those people, Dr. Natalie.
And I have a question.
Okay, go ahead with your question.
Okay, and that's just my personality. I'm sorry.
You're fine. Questions are good. That's why I keep saying questions are good, because I don't want people to be apprehensive about questions. I see your message, Lamika. I just haven't gotten to it yet.
That's great, but the retractable sign, so is it just for if you're going to be a vendor at a table? Will the sign be somewhere else when you're speaking? I mean, what does that look like?
No, the sign is what you and her agree that goes on the sign. It's custom. So it could be whatever you want on the sign. It doesn't even have to have anything to do with Sister Leaders Conference or anything. It is a branding. It's for branding for your business. So whatever you and her agree on for your sign is what you will get. My goal is for you you're local. So you're here in the same area I'm in. So it really doesn't bother you. But my goal for those who are coming from out of town, for them to take that sign with them when they leave after the conference, so we don't have to pay the extra $20, $25 to ship the sign.
Right. And we post it anywhere, like by my table or when I'm speaking?
Yeah, you can, wherever you want. Yeah,
okay.
Wherever you want to is fine. But the goal is for her to have it to you by the conference, so that you can take it with you.
Great. Thank you.
Now she'll tell you if my goals and her goals are different, because originally I wasn't trying to get it done by the conference, but I came up with this brilliant idea. Why don't we have the speakers take their sign back during the conference? And I asked her how much it cost to ship. And when she said $20 to $25, I was like, oh no, we're going to have them take it with them. So she might have a different timeline, but that's where we are right now. All right. So, and for my co-hosts who aren't up here right now, for you may be listening to the replay, you'll be getting an email as well, because of course you have branding items, and you'll get information about the photo shoot as part of your package for the co-hosts. All right. Swag bags. For those who have sent your swag bag items, I do have yours, Natalie. I haven't went over to my office in the last week, so if it showed up in the last week, but you still have time to submit swag bag items. I encourage you to submit swag bag items. So the swag bags are only for the VIP. It goes to all of the speakers, and it'll go to all of the speakers, and it'll go to all of the VIP attendees. So that's just additional exposure for you. And so if you have not sent it, make sure that I get it. I think the date for the swag bag items, I think, is the 25th, but I have to look and see what I put in there. But I did want to allow myself enough time for my team to load the swag bags.
Dr. Karen, what's that count?
30 to 50.
Thank you.
Oh, Dr. Karen, somebody else had put in the chat, also had the same question. If we already have a branded sign, should we bring that as well?
No, if you're gonna, only people who are gonna be, it's for the people that have vendor areas.
Okay.
So if you have a vendor area, and then that's gonna be, it's only a few people, that is for the people that got the Destiny Bound package and the co-host. So if you're not gonna have a table at the conference, then you don't need your branded sign.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Any other questions? But every question is a good question, so don't hesitate. So, Diana, I answer your question 30 to 50. Do I need to confirm my topic? Yvonne, no, because for your virtual, you're going to put your topic in there when you submit your virtual, so we'll get it when you submit it. For your live, I'm going to send an email out to everybody just to confirm before we finalize the agenda what your topic is, and I'll be using the topic you put on the speaker registration for your live. So if you're going to do something different, then that's the time that you'll let me know that you're going to do something different live, because it's important that I know what you're going to be talking about so that I'll know how to group you. I wanted it similar but also diverse. Like, I don't want all morning for everybody to be talking about health and wellness, back to back to back to back, because then the person who's eating potato chips like me, they're gonna go to the bathroom like, oh, they all health and wellness or whatever. So I want to just diversify my agenda. I'm joking, but kind of not joking, because that's what we do with agendas. We look at agendas and we determine when we're going to the restroom. So that we don't miss the person that we want to hear for sure. There are two, just so you know, we have 2 breaks in addition to lunch. We have our morning break and an afternoon break, and then we have a lunch break. So that's 3 opportunities. However, people have personal reasons why they may need to exit the room in addition to that. And so that's the reason why we do the agenda. And all of our stuff is non-paper. So be prepared for that. Make sure your phones are charged up, because we have a digital agenda, meaning that you go up online and look at the digital agenda. Nobody's doing paper anymore. All right, swag bags. So the gala is Saturday night, 6 to 10. Dress code is after 5. So what do I mean by that? It just means that you don't have to wear a gown down to the floor. It's just after 5 attire. I don't even care if you wear business attire. but it's definitely not casual. It'll be a lot of filming. My people, it's going to be so many cameras. That's all I can tell you. Dress to impress. I have 3 influencers that are going to be doing content for the conference. I have a professional content developer that's going to be doing content for the conference. I have a videographer that's going to be doing content for the conference. I have my granddaughter who's the official social media person who's going to be doing content for all social media for Sister Leaders. I share all of that to say that you will be photographed every way that you stand up. So make sure you're dressed to impress. Both days, all day. So I don't have someone that does makeup, but I can get someone that does makeup. I have someone that does makeup, but I don't know what her availability is. So if you are someone that needs makeup, I can inquire. Send me an email so that I'll know how many people have an interest. My daughter does makeup, but she does a whole lot of other things. She's not an official makeup person. She just does my makeup. Any questions about the gala, Saturday, 6 to 10? Live music, plated dinner, awards. That's when we present all of the Sister Leaders Awards. If you haven't seen the honorees, they're up on the site. The Legacy of Leadership Award is the top award for Sister Leaders. And then we also have various categories for Sister Leaders Awards. And then we have the Zenith honorees.
I do have a question.
Okay.
Is there special seating for the speakers, or we kind of just sit where
It's
we
all assigned. It's assigned seating.
Okay.
So there is a promotion that is out now, buy one, get one free. If you are checking your email, then you would know that. If you are not checking your email, you are missing out on a lot of information. So the buy one, get one free this is the last weekend. That was a Labor Day extended special. This is the last weekend for that, and it will stop soon. And what I mean by soon is in the next few days. I share that because when you buy individual tickets, I see your hand, Kathy. When you buy individual tickets, because the gala is assigned seating, you aren't guaranteed to be seated with any particular person. However, and I like all of my speakers to be together where I can get to them. If you have, can we still purchase gala tickets? Absolutely, Lamika. So if you have someone who has purchased the ticket, one person, a +1 or whatever, let me know and let me know their name, and they have to already have purchased the ticket so that we can try to get them beside you as a speaker, because it is assigned seating at the gala. Priority is always to tables because we have table sponsors, and then we have speaker tables and tables for Sister Leaders Conference. And then the individuals are just kind of plugged in between all of that. So you aren't guaranteed to sit with your people if you get an individual ticket. But as a speaker, if you have a +1, if you let me know ahead of time as we are mapping out the assigned seating, and the person has already purchased the ticket, or you've already purchased the ticket for that person, then let me know, and I will try to sit you and one other person together, just you and a +1.
That's what I wanted. This is Kathy. That's what I wanted to ask, because when I went to purchase the tickets for the conference, it would only let me purchase one at a time. So I had purchased 2 tickets individually, and my husband is coming with me. That ticket was for him. So that's what I want to ask. How would I let you know that he's coming with me for us to be seated together at the gala?
Yeah, if they were purchased both under your name, and I will recognize your name anyway, Kathy, you're fine. It's just 2.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions about the gala? All right. If you notice, I'm taking my time today. I'm not flying through it. I recognize it's a Saturday, but this is opportunity for you to answer, for me to answer any questions that you have. And then I recognize that we're 27 days out. So I want to make sure that I'm available live and in person to answer whatever questions you have. In addition, you can always get me by email or however way we communicate. So next I'm going to move to vendor tables. So for those of you that have vendor tables as part of your package, and so that will be Brigadier General Twanda, Janet, Dr. Natalie, Dr. Darlene, and Don Love. All of you have vendor tables at the conference. Remember, you have to put up and break down both days. The vendor hours are, you have to be set up by 9, and they're going to be 9 to 3 for the vendor hours for both days. So you can start setting up 8, but you need to be set up by, you have to be set up by 9. The doors open, they'll start coming in at 8. So you may even be able to come in earlier depending on my decorative team, you know, when they'll be there. But just remember that you got to break down each day. So don't bring a whole bunch of stuff, and then because you got to have somewhere to put it too.
It's the regular 6-foot table, right? Is that it, or is it smaller than
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is for the live tables on site. The next is the virtual vendor booth. So all of that is electronic. That's the online marketplace. That is submitted through the link. That is through pictures and PDFs where my team create your little online area. And so make sure that you upload that information. Make sure you have your logo. Make sure you have it set up nice and clear as to what it is you want to present. Make sure your product pictures are nice and clear. If you have a listing of your services, make sure that's not too, the font is not too packed so that they can see what it is. It is just a virtual snapshot of your products, your services, set up in an online vendor way.
Dr. Karen, were you able to check into it I emailed you about? Because I checked again this morning and it doesn't allow me to check whether I'm a speaker or not to say what's included.
Yeah, it's in the
We can talk
very,
after if you want.
yeah, we can, you should hit it when you first go in. I looked at it, but I didn't have because I was in Spain. I looked at it. It is when you first hit it, when you first go in, it asks you if you're a speaker. Right before you go in.
It did. When we finish, do you mind if you stay on for a second and I share my screen to show you what I see? Okay.
Let's walk through it.
Thank you.
Any questions about vendor booths online? That is your anybody who got the Focus and Fearless speaker and Destiny Bound, and of course the co-host.
So Dr. Karen, a flyer that has information, QR code, or anything else, but that
you can
pretty
do
much
that.
Can supply, right?
Yeah,
okay,
just,
good.
Yeah, make sure it is allow some white space. What I find a lot of people do with the virtual online booth is they don't have enough white space and it looks too wordy, and people don't like that when they do the online virtual booth. So make sure that you allow enough white space so that it doesn't look like 15 paragraphs running into each other online. Right. When you just allowing them. All right, any questions about virtual vendor booths? Dr. Bonds.
Do you have an example that that we can see?
I was trying to think if I had an example saved on my computer. I don't, but I will send you a copy of a virtual vendor booth.
Okay, thank you.
My team can send me a copy of it.
And Dr. Karen, our contact information, if it's on the flyer or whatever we send, or you are going to do a separate header or something,
Nope, it's we're not doing anything separate for the virtual online booth. So make sure you have all of your stuff in there on your website, phone number, or however way that they are to contact you.
Gotcha.
All right. Magazine. So your packaging allows for the Sister Leaders magazine, 1 page, 2 page, 3 pages, depending on what package you got. So you want to make sure that that is print ready. What does that mean? That means that my team does not have to do anything to it. If you need someone to format your ad, they charge $99 for that. I suggest you go into Canva or something and figure it out. I'm cheap when it comes to certain things, so you can move it around in Canva till you like it, till it looks presentable. But if you want my team to do it, they charge $99.
And Dr. Karen, I think that might be one of the ones you say convert to picture or send as a PDF. I can't remember.
You send as a. So it's for the full page, 8.5 by 11. You can send as a PDF. For those of you who are not, I think everybody has. Yeah, everybody has a full page, so you can do a PDF. What I encourage you to do is to make sure that you have some room on all sides of it to allow for the binding of the magazine. Because my team gets upset when you go all the way to the edge. Printing norm is you don't go all the way to the edge for publishing. So allow some time, some room around your ad for the binding of the magazine.
Now, will this be distributed during the event or just after?
It's online unless you buy copies. If you want to know what our magazine looks like, it is sisterleadersmagazine.com.
Oh, you said binding. I'm sorry. I thought you were going to print some copies. Okay.
We do print. We print copies. You can buy them. You can buy the printed copies. So we do print a certain number of them. And that's why we have to allow for the binding. But I'm going to put
You dropped the link in the chat.
Yep, I'm putting it in here now. Hold on.
Then also, I'm sorry. And then also, can you ask your team to email out the dimensions, like the margins? That way, when we're creating these PDFs to send over, we can create it in the correct margins, and then that way your team, it doesn't stress your team out.
Okay. I will ask the question. Why is this not? Do y'all not see my? Oh, I'm not in it.
Not yet. I don't see it. Not yet.
Okay, hold on. I'm in the waiting room. Hold on. How am I in the waiting room though? Oh, because I was talking to. Okay, so let me go back to the chat. Okay, there you go. I was in the waiting room. All right. So, sisterleadersmagazine.com, you should be able to see all the previous publications. Let me know if you can't, and then I'll have to get with my team because I haven't looked for it in a minute. And then what Dr. Bonds asked me to ask them something to make them mad. What you want to know? The dimensions? You want to know the dimensions?
Yeah, I want to know the margins. I said so they don't get upset, because if we don't know the correct margins, we're gonna send what we think is right, and that might not be exactly what they need.
Okay, well, they're gonna get mad at me anyway because they don't like for me to ask questions this time of the year because they're busy. But I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that for you. So
Okay,
I can tell you that I've never kicked anything back. So as long as they're able to work it, they will work it. But I will ask the question. I've never had to kick any ad back. Once someone submitted it, so we probably are good. They probably can work with whatever you have. Based on where they want to put you in the magazine. So that is the magazine. So the magazine, we're going to need that information by the end of this month. That magazine is not even published until after the conference because I do the photo shoot with the co-hosts during the conference, and we do pictures from the conference. So you have a little time to submit anything you want to submit for the magazine. If you could get it to me by the conference, that will be good, because then all we'll be waiting on is the pictures from the conference to include in the magazine so that we can get that published. If your package includes a commercial, which some of your packages does include the 30-second commercial that will be shown during the virtual pre-conference kickoff. So if the commercial is being shown during the virtual pre-conference kickoff, that means your commercial is due 9/15 too. And you would use the same link that you use to submit your virtual presentation. You use that same link to submit your 30-second commercial.
And
All right, don't I'm gonna say, don't kill me. I don't remember if I have a commercial or not.
Okay, you're already dead, Dr. Bond, so don't worry about it. You're already dead. I'm gonna kill you. So I think, let me see, where are you? Hold on.
It's what, 2 questions? How come I'm dead already?
Yeah, 2 questions. Yeah. 1, you already on my hit list. So nope. So you're in the Focus and Fearless, so you don't have a commercial.
Okay,
So
good.
You're good. You do, Dr. Natalie. You have a commercial. So you had a question?
Yeah, just a quick question. I already have a pre-recorded one from an event I was at last week. I got recorded, and I want to just shoot that because that covers everything of what I do.
Yeah,
If
how
it's
long is
more
it?
than 30 seconds, how do I, if it might be 45, is that something we could, or I need to have it edited? What do you,
No, just send it. Just
okay,
send it.
okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Only because you were the second speaker to sign up for the conference. So there are perks in signing up early. So that is really all I had for my list. So now what I have is dress to impress. Check your email. If you aren't getting tired of emails from Sister Leaders Conference, then you aren't reading all your emails, because they send out a lot of emails. We try not to overcrowd your box, but we try to be very to communicate. I send out emails, and then they send out general conference emails. But if you aren't getting any, check your spam, check your promotions, check your junk mail, because you are missing information. Because so you won't know the difference between their emails and my email. And so if you aren't getting emails, then please check, because we really ramp up communications. And the best way for me to do it is through email. So there is a time that I will start communicating via text if you ever gave me your telephone number in there. So if you put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then you're not gonna get my text while you were being cute when you signed up during the registration, because people do that when they don't want to put in their phone number. So you won't get your text communication, but we do a lot of text communication, particularly during the conference, so that you'll be aware who's getting ready to hit the stage and different things like that. So if you put in the wrong phone number and you want to let me know that you put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then send me your right number so I can put it in the system before we start doing all those communications. That's all I have. Some of you have not done your podcast interview. Some of you, and I'm not talking about you, Diana, because I specifically, I know about, I know that you haven't done yours, and I know why, because I haven't sent you the information. Did I miss the information about the podcast interview and the speaker training? Yvonne, Lorraine, yes, you did, because you should have been getting that information. So if you need to set that up, well, I'll just continue. Well, I don't know why you missed it, but are you getting the conference emails?
I did start getting the conference emails, but at first I was missing emails that I didn't know from spam, so I may have missed something.
Okay. Yeah. So and the links for the podcast interview are in there. So the speaker training. So I will send out the speaker training. They are pre-recorded videos. I will send them out for but they are pre-recorded. I'll go ahead and send them out this time. I'm going to send a separate email with the speaker training, their speaker and author training. But they are pre-recorded. So, but what I was going to say is if you have not done your podcast interview, if you have not done your guest speaker expert, which that will be you too, Yvonne, because you have not done your guest speaker expert. We were trying to do that prior to the conference. So get with me so that we can, so I can see what's available now prior to the conference. If for some reason we can't fit you in prior to the conference, then you'll be after the conference, but we're still going to get it in. Okay. So I should have covered all of the deliverables. If you do not see your picture on the website, Yvonne, I need a new picture. So I need a new picture. That's why you don't see your picture on the website, Yvonne.
Does that mean the one I sent didn't work, Dr. Karen,
or something? They asked me for a new picture.
Okay.
And if you are an anthology author and you don't see your picture on the website, let me know, because it's a reason for that. Now, I do have 4 people that they need to upload on the website. Dr. Jonathan, who was up here, I don't know if he's still up here. He's not up here. He's one that they just need to upload it. Right now, they're in conference mode, creating a whole bunch of behind the scene things. But I have 4 people that need to be added to the website. But I do remember you, Yvonne, that they said they needed they said it was in a Word doc or something like that, that your picture was in a Word doc or something. So they just need a JPEG or something. So if you can separate that out. Lamika, you are on the website, on the anthology website. You're not on the anthology website? I saw you. Hold on.
Lamika's on there.
Yeah, Lamika.
Okay, I probably don't see the what's the website?
Sister Leaders with an S conference.com.
Okay. I guess I didn't see it I was thinking of like just on how we've been throwing everything on Facebook and our social media. So I guess I had got that mixed up.
But you probably, because has everybody, first of all, make sure that you are attached to the Sister Leaders community.
Okay.
Because they've been rolling out speakers left and right. So I don't know where you were in the rotation, but you are in the row. You are on the website. You are
Okay.
You on the second row on the website. You on the second row.
Okay.
Anthology.
Okay.
Anthology.
Thank you.
Times we are to be there for each day. I may have missed it, but I don't see it in an email. So the doors open, conference registration opens at 8 o'clock. Speakers and VIPs will have access to the room at 8:30, and then general public will have access to the room at 8:45. So just so you'll know, this is how I operate. Speakers are automatically VIPs as well. We fill the room from the front to the back because we're filming. And so what happens is, although I prefer the VIPs and the speakers to be up front and you get access to the room early so that you can be up front, when we let the general admission people in, they can fill in wherever they fill in because we are filming and I can't have holds while we're filming. It looks like you're talking to an empty room, depending on where the camera is panning. So for speakers, if you get there between 8:30, because the doors open at 8, you need to register, check in. I see your hand, Natalie. But registration will open at 8. You'll be able to go to the desk, get your check-in, get your bag, and then the doorway. You can go get some coffee from Starbucks or whatever, which is right there in the building. And then the doors open at 8:30. I may even, if we're ready, let the VIPs in a little earlier. It just depends on if the room is ready, if the team is ready to let you in. But right now, we did the draft agenda. Right now, we have registration desk open at 8, VIPs in at 8:30, general admission in at 8:45. We start at 9. We start on time. Because I want y'all to get used to people starting on time. So I'm not one of those people that start late because people are generally late. I'm one of those people that start on time, and the next time you'll know to get there on time because I start on time. That's how I operate. What questions can I answer? Virtual times. Virtual time is 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Thursday, October 2nd. But you'll also get access to all the virtual recordings a little later. So just know that if you miss somebody, if you have to work or something like that, that you'll have access to the library, the virtual library.
Try to look at my notes real quick in case you said it, so I won't get tapped. Those setting up as a vendor, we can get in a little earlier than that, so we can get in.
Yeah, I'll let you know when we get closer. I just need to make sure. I'll let you know when we get close. I'll let you know how early that you can get in there.
Okay. And as far as the flow for speakers, if we're going to kind of all be up front and we're back to back, is someone going to introduce us as we come on, or we just kind of, it's going to flow as we just go up? If that
No,
makes sense.
you're going to be introduced by name.
Okay.
And they may say one or two things. We won't read your full bio because some of you are just overachievers like me. And so you have long bios, but your full bio is going to be listed on the website and everything else anyway. And so they will call you by name and call you to the stage. Each one of you will get the introduction to the stage.
Great. Thank you.
Kathy, question.
Yes, ma'am. I have one question. I actually went to the website and I see the names up. Is there any way my last name can be changed to my married name, Thompson?
Do you recognize the name that last name is that was that name on something that you turned in that they have you up there? I'm not looking at it right now.
Yeah, it was my email because all of my stuff hadn't changed over to my married name. It's okay if it stays, but I was just asking. I don't want to create any problems. I know how it is with administrative stuff. It's fine the way it is, but I was just asking.
Yes, we're gonna correct it because I'm a person who operates in excellence. I just want to make sure they ain't make something up. So if you recognize so send me an email. Send me an email of how it should be listed so that I can just forward it to them. But absolutely,
Okay.
we want you. That's part of your brand. You know, your name has to be correct. Your imagery, your name, all of that is part of your brand. And so whenever someone has it, as long as it is, if you understand where it came from. For me, because I operate in excellence, I always want to know how we made the mistake. And with women, we have so many different names. And especially with email addresses, our email address be our old email address from college, and we done changed our name 15 times, and so they be trying to go by different things, and so I just want to make sure that it's correct. But send it to me, we'll get it corrected.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Look, if you need me, I'm on my email. My email goes to my team, but it comes to me as well. They send me as well as I can go in and see anytime I need to emails that I need to answer. But I think I'm pretty responsive. I think I try to stay on it. I just got back in the country yesterday from Spain, but even in Spain, even though there was a 6-hour difference, I was trying to answer all of your questions so that you can have the information that you need so that the best you can show up virtually and live. I'm excited. I'm excited about the conference. That's my marquee event. I do other things, but this is my main, it's like my fourth quarter showstopper. And so you are part of my fourth quarter showstopper. We have a lot of eyes that are going to be on the stage globally, for those of you who are interested in having a global presence. And so make sure that you participate in the virtual presentation. We will also be live streaming to our global community. So bring your A game for that 10, 20, or 7 minutes that you're on the stage live. And I will tell you, when you're in the room, speak to everybody, introduce yourself to everybody, speakers and non-speakers. You never know who you're in the room with. And I'm not going to point out who's who, but it's some heavy hitters that's always in the room for my events, and they don't carry themselves as heavy hitters. They carry themselves as quiet storms. And so speak to everybody, because you never know where your next partnership and collaboration is going to come from. Any questions? Any additional questions? Is everybody excited? You're fine. Everybody
yes,
excited?
Yes.
Very,
Very
very
excited.
excited. Very
I'm-
excited.
And thank you
I'm
for keeping us
excited.
Yeah,
connected.
I'm super excited, and thank
Yeah.
you, Dr. Karen, so much for that opportunity. Like, I'm just like, yeah, I'm excited. I'm sitting up here, like now, I'm balancing two things. I'm in real estate class, and then I'm steady looking over, and I'm like, I'm so excited. I'm just like for everything
Well,
that's
I'm
going on.
excited, and I'm humbled that you will partner your brand with me, because whenever you speak on someone's stage, you are partnering your brand with them. So
Yes.
that's the reason why I talked to each one of you individually. It wasn't a general call out there, just sign up, pay your money. It wasn't. I don't operate like that anymore. I used to when I first started out. But it's a different game. It is a different partnership and collaboration. And I have a different, my mission and vision is always the same, but I always strive for a level of excellence on how we can just churn out the best information for the people who are in the room and the people who are online. And because I like to be a conduit for that information. So if there are no further questions, we will end this call. Natalie, you stay on. Send me an email for those of you who, let me see here. Thank you so much. At least one, let me know a good time. Okay, I'll reach out to you, Dr. Alabola. And just reach out to me by phone. For those of you who don't have my personal cell phone number, it is 757-412-7773. I'm not a big texter.
Please repeat.
757-412-7773. Now, I'm not a big texter, but if you don't answer my email in a couple of days and I'm waiting on you to respond, then I will text you if I have your number. So the goal is to get the information to you. So I need to make sure that you're getting the information that we both need, and so, but you're welcome to reach out to me. I do travel a lot. I'm not planning any more travel prior to my conference. Not any more international travel prior to my conference. So there shouldn't be a time frame lag. Because that Spain trip was a beast for me. I had insomnia the whole time I was over there. My body did not like that 6-hour difference at all. So when I was supposed to be asleep, I was woke, and it was just bad. But thank you, everybody. Reach out to me to email. If I ask you to email me something, then email me that. Don't do it tomorrow. Do it today so you can go ahead and get it out of the way. If you were supposed to send me some information, please, please, please send that to me. Please send them their virtual presentation by September 15th. And I say send it to them because I really don't have anything to do with that. That's not my area of expertise. And I am a hostage when it comes to my teams. And so I do what they tell me to do. And they're saying September 15th is the date. And so let's get that in so that we can have a good pre-conference kickoff. So that we can get this live conference started. Thank you. Y'all have a great Saturday. I appreciate you all logging on. And for those who are listening to the replay, love you too. And whatever I didn't answer in the replay, just email me. And Natalie, stay on the call and I'll turn off the recording.
Okay.
Thank you. Everybody have a great day.
You too.
Bye, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Karen.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you.